So it's in this ability to understand when it is time to turn the channel, adjust the antennas, change that trajectory. Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. And today on TransurfingTV, part 2 of my series on the alternative space. This is such a weird topic for me to kind of go into because, I don't know, I feel like the sciencey part of this modality is, I'm just gonna say it here, I mean, this is definitely my lower self talking right now. It's like beyond me. Like if someone were to ask me right now, oh, can you explain transurfing from like a quantum physics perspective? I'd be like, oh, I've got to run. Because, you know, I feel transurfing and I live transurfing. I am transurfing, right? I get it, I feel it, I know how to work with it to the extent that I can see results in my layer of reality because I have brought it in really, really, really close to home. As I was saying in the first lesson of this series, it's a big, huge, vast concept, and you can go all the way out, zoom all the way out, and get into like the whole quantum science realm of it, or you can boil it down to a very, very personalized approach, which is what I've done. How this stuff works exactly is, in my opinion, a pendulum that doesn't necessarily serve me. Me figuring out how I can work it in the context that it is going to actually help me to see results in my layer of reality. This is what it's about for me, right? This is what it's about for me. Even just earlier when I'm reading the book, trying to figure out what part I'm going to relay on this lesson today, I'm like, holy shit, like it's too much, right? It's too much. And for me, and I'm sure if you've been following my teachings in this channel, you have definitely heard me talk about this. I don't need to think about the vastness of the alternative space. I do, however, have a very, very profound connection with it. But my ability to have a connection with it is rooted in my personalized visual representation of it in my mind, which works for me, which is that every single day I have 10 different layers of reality that I have access to. The bottom base level is me totally depressed, can't get out of bed, feel like crap, the world's going to hell, anxiety, buying into the worst theory that is available to me. And this is a very close layer of reality for me, right? I could go there pretty easy if I allowed that to happen, if that were the choice that I made. On the other hand, the top layer of reality, level 1, right, where we try to get to as transurfers, where I try to get to as a transurfer, the wave of success. This is me tapping into what is available to me today that is good, that there's success, opportunity, fun, I feel good. My thoughts are high, my actions are high, my frequency is high. I love life. I'm creating. I'm the creator of my world. And this is I can bite this off and chew it up. This is manageable for me. And it's enough for me to work with to create positive results in my reality. So in going forward and also including the previous lesson. If you haven't seen that one, go back and take a look. This is about you developing a relationship that works for you, right? If you want to get super sciencey and, you know, really get into logic and dive in to a very quantum aspect of this modality, go for it. If you want to adopt mine, proven success. This works for me. So if I am maybe not feeling my best, let's say I've encountered some negative information, and I wake up, right? I see myself, I see my reality. What level am I on right now? Am I on that 1? Am I on that wave of fortune? No, I'm not. Well, okay, so what are you on? Yeah, you're probably about a 4, right? Okay, so what do I need to do to get myself to a 5, right? A 6, a 7, an 8. This is easy for me to understand. And in this lesson that I am going to give today, it's really talking about frequency. And I love this idea that if you don't like the channel that you're on right now, turn the channel, right? It's like you are adjusting the antennas. And I know this is super antiquated. We don't have antennas anymore and we don't turn a channel with a knob. But for those of you that are my age, let's roll with it. This is you turning the channel. This is you adjusting the antenna so the channel that you do want to watch comes into focus. And again, the more you develop a relationship with the alternative space in a way that you feel it, you know, you feel it. And this 10 levels of reality for me is where it's at, because at any point in the day, and I would challenge you, you know, if you're struggling with your current circumstances, and if you're not happy with your layer of reality, or if you're studying this information and you're kind of going like this, get into the habit of waking up. I see myself, I see my reality. What level am I on? What channel am I on? Where am I at? How can I get a little bit higher? How can I tune my frequency? How can I tune my thoughts? How can I, and this is the trick that I have learned after 6 years, when I am in those lower levels and I'm waking up and being like, man, I don't like this. I know there's a better variation. What's the quickest way there? This is what I've come up with. It's action. It's action. Because as soon as I start acting in a direction of something a little bit higher, okay, so I'm not feeling good. You know what? Let me go set up my camera and film some shorts with me dancing, right? I'm sure nobody really knows this except my partner here. This is my frequency booster. This is me acting in a higher direction, getting off the couch. If I'm wallowing in some sort of self-pity or thoughts about something that I don't like, how can I act in a higher direction that is going to be me kicking off that layer of reality that I want to expand out of and into a higher version? This is me kicking off. And as soon as I take a little bit of action, everything else catches up with it. I'm thinking more positively. My frequency's higher, right? I'm not only believing and acknowledging that there is a higher version available to me that is very, very close. I'm headed in that direction. So I'm going to read a little bit about this. I will speak a little bit more. Before I do, remember to like this video and comment below and subscribe to this channel, and join us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group. Enroll in a course if you're new to transurfing or if you're ready to take it to the next level. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm pretty much everywhere. We got shirts. We've got all kinds of stuff. It's like actually getting out of control. I feel it's a lot, but I'm just outer intention. When somebody says, hey, do your TikTok now, I'm like, okay, it's time to do TikTok. So everything that your heart could desire that has to do with transurfing is down in the links below. Okay, so let's get into it. For convenience sake, we can talk about the parameter of thought energy that is frequency, just as radio waves have a frequency. Whenever you think about something in particular, the frequency of your thoughts becomes attuned to a certain area within the alternative space. When the thought energy reaches the relevant sector in the alternative space, the potential reality held in that sector begins to materialize. Energy has a highly complex structure and permeates everything that exists in the world. When energy passes through the human body, it is modified by that person's thoughts. By the time it exits the body, it has acquired the same parameters as the thoughts. A radio transmitter works in the same way. Energy absorbs the characteristics of the thoughts of one's mind. When energy exits the human body, it radiates outwards in a thought wave that in turn transforms the sector of the alternative space into physical reality. God damn, don't you just love it? I mean, if this isn't technology for the human mind, I don't know what is. Whenever you think about something, be it negative or positive, you are radiating thought energy in the alternative space. Modified energy accumulates in a specific sector of the field, and this has the effect of introducing corresponding changes into your lifeline. The circumstances of a person's life are not only created by their actions, but also by the nature of their thoughts. If a person has a hostile attitude towards the world, they will find the world responds to them with the same. If a person constantly expresses dissatisfaction, they will find more and more reasons to be dissatisfied. If a person's attitude to life is predominantly negative, the world will show them the worst side of its nature. Conversely, having a positive attitude is the most natural way to change your life for the better. People get what they choose. Like it or not, this is how life works. While your thoughts are pretty much homogeneous, you will stay on the same lifeline. As soon as your relationship to reality changes in way the parameters of thought take on new characteristics, and the material manifestation of the layer of your world shifts to another line. On this new line, events unfold according to a different script in accordance with the parameters of thought. If for some reason you dislike the new script, you will struggle to change the situation. People tend to react negatively when they come up against obstacles, expressing their dissatisfaction or falling into despair. As a result, the thought energy they radiate refocuses to a line on which the number of obstacles is even greater, making it seem as if their life is a slippery slope. It might seem as if this process cannot be controlled, but in fact, the individual is in control, and it is their own thoughts that are directing the path of material realization into problematic areas of the alternative space. People think that obstacles can be overcome by action, but in actual fact, they ultimately experience whatever their dominant thoughts are. So if you choose to battle against the obstacles on your path, you will experience an abundance of obstacles. If you are absorbed by thoughts about your own problems, you will find that there are always problems in your life. Even if you take action to change the situation on your current lifeline, on the material level, it will not change the original script in the alternative space. All you can effectively do is choose a different script. By trying to change parts of this script you do not like, you inevitably get caught up thinking about what you do not like. Your thoughts are then successfully realized, and you end up getting what you do not want. You cannot change anything about the current lifeline. Just as in an art gallery, you cannot take away or reconstruct exhibitions that are not to your taste, as you are not the owner. However, no one is to stop you from turning around and walking into the next room to look at something you appreciate more. Of course, the shift to a lifeline in which everyone gets what they want on demands only, not happen simply by wishing for it. Let me repeat that one more time. Of course, the shift to a lifeline in which everyone gets what they want on demand does not happen simply by wishing for it. Not all thoughts can be realized, and not all desires are fulfilled. The reason for this is not the content of a person's thoughts so much as their quality. A dream or a wish does not qualify as a choice. Dreams do not come true. To create the reality you want, you have to observe certain conditions, which you will read about later in this book. Okay, so yes, if you have not read this or listened to it, we have it on TransurfingTV, the audiobook, and if you sign up for the VIP, you can have the ad-free version. But the whole of transurfing is telling us how to turn that dream into an intention. But getting back to, let's say, the exhibition example that Vadim's giving there. This is a powerful one because once you have really embraced your ability of choice, things can change like that. So just as I used myself as an example of me sitting on the couch feeling sorry for myself in some way. Now, this doesn't happen very often because I've learned, one, to not get myself there. And even if I do start to go in that direction, I know how to very quickly evolve out of that place. But when he was talking about sectors of reality and how there are certain sectors that are closer to us, right? So let's talk about actual physical reality, your physical layer of reality, my physical layer of reality. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm upset about something. Some negative information came into my reality. A family member said something to me, whatever. And my experience of reality in that moment, right, is corresponding to my thoughts, my lack of action, sitting on the couch, sort of wallowing in it. My frequency resonating with whatever it was that I didn't like about my layer of reality. Physically, there is another alternative lifeline, another choice that is so close, so close to me. My studio, right? So I snap out of it. I see myself, I see my reality. I'm going to change the script and decorations. I'm going to change my experience of reality in the moment. So I decide to boost my thoughts a little bit. Think about what I like. What do you like? Well, I like talking about transurfing. I like thinking about positive ways that I can be creative and express transurfing to the world. Okay, so this is a thought that sort of ignites an action. I get up off the couch and I come down to my studio and I flip on my studio lights and I put my camera into the little holder and I decide what I'm going to teach and I turn the camera on and all of a sudden and I know this sounds like, well, yeah, duh, of course you have that option, but like this is available to us all in an infinite number of ways to switch realities like that. So I go from, feeling like I'm resonating with all that crap that I don't like about my life and thinking low thoughts and feeling depressed and low energy. And within moments, right? Within moments, I'm experiencing another version of reality. I'm on a different lifeline. I am a little bit higher in those layers of reality. I'm a transurfing instructor. I'm a whatever it is I am, right? But I'm not that anymore. I have moved on from that version. So it's in this ability to understand when it is time to turn the channel, adjust the antennas, change that trajectory, resonate a little higher, think a little higher, act a little higher, and actually transform your experience of reality by these very simple ways we all have access to. We all have access to this stuff. And getting into a modus operandi of being able to step into this role more quickly, spend more time in creator's mode, spend more time thinking about the things that you like, that you want, that are working, what you can do, what you're good at, instead of tuning in what you don't like, what isn't going right, what, sucks, what somebody said that you didn't like, all that kind of stuff, which just makes all that exponentially increase in your layer of reality. You get more of the same, you solidify that layer of reality. It becomes more challenging at that point once that thing has started to crystallize, that theory, to bounce up out of it and get yourself to one of those higher versions. So this is where transurfing is really at for me. Catching myself, making certain that I'm remaining in creator's mode and I'm doing all that positive forward and upward thinking more than that lower downward and back version of thinking. And as long as I can keep myself in this direction, I'm creating the reality that I want. I'm getting the things that I want. I'm elevating to that state of being that I want to experience. And my layer of reality responds to that, right? It responds to that because just like Vadim said, the thoughts create an energy, and as soon as that energy comes out of our bodies, it is going to connect with like energies outside of us that will materialize a version of reality in line with that thinking. God damn, isn't it a miracle that we know this? Isn't this absolutely insane that we have access to this information? I fucking love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I think I'll do one more, possibly two. Let me know your thoughts on this series, and I will see you all next time. Bye.